You ever have one of those neighbors who just lives to make everyone else miserable? Yeah. Well, let me tell you about Dolores. She wasn't just any HOA president, she was the HOA. The badge, the clipboard, the permanent scowl like she was chewing on lemons since 2009, that was her whole personality. If a kid left a bike on the lawn, she snapped a photo. If your grass was a quarter-inch too high, bam, $50 fine taped to your door with a passive-aggressive sticky note. But what she pulled 3 months ago, that was on another level. I mean, she actually tried to ticket a SWAT truck. And not just any truck, one in the middle of an active operation. Buckle up, cause this ain't your usual neighbor drama. This one went full-on federal. So it started one sleepy Tuesday morning. I was sipping my coffee, watching the neighborhood come to life like I usually do, when I saw Dolores stomping out of her house like a mall cop on a mission. Clipboard in one hand, cell phone in the other, already filming like she was some kind of whistleblower about to expose government secrets. I couldn't see what set her off at first, but then I spotted Ida matte black armored truck parked halfway into the cul-de-sac. Big tires, tinted windows, no markings except for the small tactical badge, barely visible unless you were right up on it. I thought, how weird, delivery truck, until I saw the guy inside, body armor, earpiece, eyes like steel. That wasn't FedEx. But Dolores didn't hesitate. Oh no. She marched right up to that thing like she was writing up a parking ticket for a pizza guy. Slapped a neon orange violation sticker dead center on the windshield, had to reach up on her tiptoes for that, and shouted, "This is a peaceful neighborhood, not Fallujah. Move your war toys now." I swear I choked on my coffee. The driver, bless his patience, rolled the window down real slow. Inside was a full SWAT officer, face unreadable. He says calmly, "Ma'am, you just obstructed a tactical operation." And she dead serious goes, "You're obstructing my road. I'll have you towed." That's when the air shifted. You could feel it. Whatever was going on down the street just got a whole lot riskier, because Dolores decided today was the day she saved suburbia from imaginary tanks. Now, Dolores wasn't just some busybody. She'd been running the HOA like a personal fiefdom for years. She once fined a woman for hanging holiday lights in October, claimed it violated seasonal decor policy. She fined my buddy Mark for excessive leaf accumulation during a windstorm. But this was different. Because that truck? It was watching a house 3 doors down. And inside that house, a fugitive. Armed robbery, narcotics trafficking, suspected weapons. And thanks to Dolores, that whole operation was compromised. My wife and I were watching from our upstairs window. Our neighbor Carl, retired Army, muttered, "That woman's gonna get someone shot." His wife started filming, says, "This is gonna be on the news, guaranteed." Down on the street, the SWAT commander, a guy named Alvarez, steps out from the rear vehicle. Calm, collected, eyes sharp. He tells her, "Ma'am, this is an active law enforcement matter. We need you to stand down." But Dolores? She pulls out her laminated HOA badge like it's a federal ID. "I am the elected president of Maple Hollow Homeowners Association. You are in violation of Code 12, no commercial vehicles over 7 feet tall." I wish I was making that up. What she didn't know was everything she was doing was being logged: body cams, drones, even her own live stream. Yeah, she had it all up on TikTok, ranting about neighborhood sovereignty like she was declaring war on City Hall. And her audience? Mostly bots and one ex-friend from high school who only followed her for the drama. Commander Alvarez tried again, voice low, trying not to escalate. "You are interfering with a felony arrest. This is your final warning." And she smirked. "Then get a smaller truck next time." I've never seen a SWAT team hesitate like that. Not out of fear, but out of sheer disbelief. Back at HQ, her name starts pinging red. Turns out she's got a history: filed complaints against patrol cars, fined a fire truck once for idling during a medical call, and even petitioned to ban ice cream trucks for unauthorized commerce. Alvarez called for legal review. Said, "Document everything. Civilian interference." We're logging it. That was when it all started unraveling. Later that night, Dolores called an emergency HOA meeting. She stormed in like General Patton, waving her violation folder and claiming that military intimidation tactics had invaded Maple Hollow. Proposed ordinances banning matte black paint, demanded emergency services alert the HOA before entering the neighborhood, like she had jurisdiction over SWAT. Even her loyal lapdog Greg looked like he'd swallowed a lemon. I don't think we can override the sheriff's office, Dolores. But she wasn't listening. Now here's where it gets nuts. Mitch, quiet guy on the corner, always polite, works logistics for the sheriff's department, had enough. He requested the internal SWAT report. What he read, it chilled him. Her interference didn't just delay the arrest, it almost got people killed. The suspect had loaded a weapon and moved to the second-story window, ready to shoot, because of the noise and delay. One wrong move and someone's dad, brother, son could have died. So Mitch sent a report. Official. Titled it Ongoing Civilian Obstruction in Maple Hollow. Attached everything. Footage, screenshots, her social posts. Meanwhile, Dolores started organizing a safety walk to protest rogue enforcement vehicles. Printed flyers, knocked on doors. Most folks just shut her down. But she kept pushing. Online, she compared herself to civil rights heroes. One guy commented, "Lady, you ticketed a SWAT truck. Sit down." And then she slipped. Uploaded a video bragging she removed the ugly flag sticker from the fugitive's garbage bin. That wasn't a sticker. It was a legal evidence marker. And that clip? Sent straight to the sheriff's department. That's when the gears turned. Undercover teams watched her. Recorded her using a private security remote to tap into restricted HOA cameras, including backyards, driveways, even kids playing out front. Surveillance breach. Obstruction. Evidence tampering. That was enough. But Alvarez didn't want a raid. He wanted a reckoning. So they waited. Watched. And then came the gala. Oh yeah. Dolores hosted the annual HOA gala like it was the Oscars. Wore a sparkly silver dress, practiced her speech for days, brought in a sad little jazz duo, stood up under a spotlight and said things like, "We are the guardians of order, and no bureaucrat in a vest will silence me." And right then, two plainclothes officers walked in, sat in the back, waited for the moment. When she raised her glass mid-speech, one calmly walked up and handed her an envelope. She smiled, thought it was a thank you card, until he said, clear as day, "You've been formally served. You are under investigation. You'll appear before the county magistrate." Her smile cracked. The room froze. Her voice squeaked, "Is this a joke?" But no one laughed. Then she snapped, yelled, accused everyone of betrayal, and slapped the document out of his hand. Bad move. They cuffed her, right there next to the shrimp platter. "I am the HOA president. You're all witnesses to this tyranny." Phones were up. Someone whispered, "Finally." The video went viral. National. Reddit threads, memes, edits. My favorite? One labeled Karen versus SW. It's around one. After that piece, with Dolores suspended, Mitch took over temporarily. Removed all the nonsense policies, ended the surveillance, brought back community votes. The neighborhood started breathing again. Kids played on sidewalks without fear of chalk violations. Neighbors actually waved instead of ducking behind hedges. The kicker? 2 weeks later, the SWAT truck came back, but this time for the block party. Same truck, same crew. Kids took pictures. Reyes handed out fake HOA tickets as jokes. Laughter, food, music. The kind of stuff neighborhoods are supposed to be about. As for Dolores, she took a plea. Probation, community service, mandatory therapy. We saw her once, picking up trash in a county vest by the park. No one said anything. No one mocked her. They just moved on. That's the thing about people like her. They think control is power. But real power? It's in community, in care, in people quietly choosing each other over fear. So what do you think? Was justice finally served? Or did it go too far? Drop your thoughts below because when it comes to neighbors, power, and public safety, there's always more than one side to the story.